Hello UCL managers and welcome back for another video. My name's Jack and today we're going to go over our Matchday 5 team selection for UCL Fantasy. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and also click the notification bell so you guys don't miss any future uploads. Also look out for FPL Social, which is a live in-person FPL event coming up in Melbourne in February of next year. We're going to be there, so for tickets and information click the link in the description, and with that being said, let's jump into the video. So first of all, let's have a look at how the side had gone on in Matchday 4. Overall, pretty happy with how the team went this game week. Let's start off with the bench. Kostic, Valverde and Haaland were the three players on the bench here. Definitely a very strong bench for us this game week, as Kostic and Valverde were both subbed off as they played on the first day of the games. They both couldn't provide any attacking returns for their teams, despite having pretty good fixtures. Slightly disappointed in those two players, but regardless, looking at the other bench play here, Erling Haaland didn't actually get a start for Manchester City in Matchday 4 as a part of the second match against Copenhagen in the group stage. Looking back, I can see why Manchester City did this, as at the time the Premier League schedule was quite hectic for Manchester City, and coming off the second match of Copenhagen, Manchester City would have expected an easy result from this match, and they're already doing quite well in their group. So there is the potential that the Haaland is rested further in the group stage if Man City continue their very good form, as they are just one win away of securing a first place in their group. Otherwise, Gerbic as the sub goalkeeper didn't get any minutes. He got 0 points for Atletico. And then Cohn was the goalkeeper starting for us this game week. He just produced the 2 points. We did actually bring him into the side to facilitate a move to Upamecano. Unfortunately, he couldn't repeat the trick after getting a clean sheet in Matchday 3 against Dinamo Zagreb. Couldn't do the same thing in Matchday 4, which was a bit unfortunate. But again, for a player of £4.5 million, definitely not the worst output. And then looking at the defenders, definitely a very strong defensive performance from the side. The double up in Manchester City defence of Akanji and Cancelo definitely was worthwhile, as they both picked up 8 points, as not only did they get the clean sheets, but they both were able to get 2 extra points from ball recoveries. I'm definitely very happy with that Akanji pick. He looks to be pretty set for that Manchester City Champions League side as one of these starting centre-backs, and I do think that will be the case once again in Matchday 5, as he was arrested in Manchester City's most recent Premier League game. But also a player with a very low ownership. He's been one that's able to increase our rank significantly, especially in Matchday 4. Otherwise, Nuno Tavares, very happy with him. He got himself 6 points with a clean sheet for Marseille. He played in a very hectic match between themselves and Sporting, and it was one in which Sporting actually received 2 red cards, which fortunately for Nuno Tavares gave Marseille a fairly straightforward defensive performance for the night. They were able to get the clean sheet fairly easily, as Sporting weren't really able to provide too much from an attacking sense, especially after that second red card. And then Upamecano, despite not getting a clean sheet for Bayern Munich, as Victoria Pleasant actually scored in that one, he was able to get himself a couple of extra ball recovery points, taking him up to 4 points for the match day, so still a decent output from him. Looking to the midfielders now, Onyedika, another fairly decent performance from him. He's just chipping in with those 4 or 5 point matches in most games, as he is getting those ball recoveries for Club Brugge. He's getting consistent starting minutes, and at £4.5 million, he's always a handy option to have in the squad to always chip in with those consistent returns. Florentino just produced the 3 points, as he was looking to just get more interceptions, similar to Onyedika in this one. Only got 3 points, so not the best ideal return from him. But that's okay. For a player of £4.5 million, he's just in there to facilitate getting extra points if any of the bigger hitters in the squad can't provide returns, such as the likes of Haaland, Valverde or Kostic were all on the bench. And fortunately, Florentino did outscore all of those players. Sane and Salah were the big hitters in midfield. I was tossing up between both of those guys on captaincy. We did lean towards Leroy Sane because at the time he was in better Champions League form. Unfortunately, he was only able to provide an assist away to Victoria Pleasant. Didn't really have too many chances for himself, was mainly facilitating for his other teammates in that one, but 5 points doubled up to 10, it definitely isn't the worst result for a captaincy pick. But then Mo Salah, despite not starting against Rangers, actually came on and scored a hat-trick with 16 points. So whilst it was unfortunate that we didn't have him on captain, still very happy to have him in the squad, as he was a differential, especially in matchday 4. So he was a major reason why we were able to take a green arrow this week, despite having a couple of other frustrating performances around the squad, especially in the forward line, which we come to now with Vlahovic and Neymar, who both blanked despite both of them having good fixtures. Vlahovic got himself a goal in the reverse fixture against Maccabi Haifa, but couldn't repeat the trick in matchday 4, and Neymar wasn't able to provide any goals or assists against his matchday 4 opponent. So that meant for this match day, we scored a total of 66 points. So a pretty decent output, and one which I was pretty happy with. And it's actually seen our rank increase from around 40k up to 37k. So nice to see a slight green arrow there. And let's put ourselves in a great position to push up into the top 20 or top 10k by the end of the tournament, as we have made a very good start to this Champions League campaign. So with that and matchday 4 team covered, let's have a look at how this squad lines up for matchday 5. There has been 2 transfers made to the team, as there were 2 free transfers available. So we were just looking to capitalise on some better fixtures in matchday 5 to try and make the most of our points this game week. Having a look at the bench, the players that are playing on the second day of the midweek fixtures include Nuno Tavares, Upamecano and Onyedika. 3 players that are probably looking very likely to come on, especially given our starting 11 right now, as we did get quite unfortunate with injuries in the squad, which we will explain a little bit later. Otherwise, Gerbic remains as the sub goalkeeper. He's only 3.8 or 3.7 pounds right now in the 3.8 or 3.7 million pounds, should I say, in Champions League fantasy right now. So just a nice budget enabler to have in the team to free up some cash elsewhere. Let's have a look at the starting side now. The first change that we made was bringing in Andre Onana. He's got Victoria Pleasant at home, so definitely a very good fixture for a clean sheet, hopefully for Inter Milan. The previous goalkeeper of Cone, he's coming in at 4.5, and he had a much trickier fixture this week against Chelsea, so we look to bring in Onana to capitalise on the clean sheet in matchday 5 and hopefully get us some good points for this match day. Otherwise, we've stuck with the double Manchester City defence. I am expecting both Akanji and Cancelo to start for Manchester City. They've got a decent fixture of Dortmund away, and we always know how strong that Manchester City defence is, so of course you've always got to fancy them for a clean sheet in any given fixture. So hopefully they can not only get that clean sheet, but plus a couple of ball recoveries as well, as they showed in matchday 4. Otherwise, the second transfer is bringing in the Club Brugge defender. I believe it's pronounced MATCHDAY. He's got Porto at home, a great fixture. Actually, Club Brugge are the only team in the whole Champions League this season not to concede a goal. They've kept 4 consecutive clean sheets in the first 4 match days, so an incredible defensive record for Club Brugge. So I think for a player of only 4.3 or 4.4 million pounds right now, who's getting consistent starting minutes, getting great ball recoveries, he's coming into the team as a nice budget option to hopefully capitalise on a clean sheet with a good fixture of Porto at home this game week. He also does have a decent fixture in matchday 6 as well, so a player that I'm pretty happy to have in the side as one that can always chip in with those defensive points, as Club Brugge's defensive output this season has been absolutely incredible. It's just amazing to see a side the size of Club Brugge record 4 clean sheets in the first 4 games and have conceded 0 goals, and be the only team to do so in the first 4 match days. Let's now have a look at the midfielders. Florentino does get a start this week. He plays on the first day of the midweek games. He's got Juventus at home. As per usual with him, just looking for those ball recovery points and just getting those starting minutes. Hopefully he can chip in around 4 or 5 points for us this game week. As looking at the other midfielders, we are definitely going to need all the points we can get this week. That brings me to Valverde, who has come in with injury news, unfortunately, after we already made our transfer. So a bit of a disaster there. He's got a great fixture this week of Leipzig away, but he's most likely not going to be able to take part for Real Madrid. Otherwise, I will just hold him so far for matchday 5. We'll see if he can be available in time for matchday 6, but definitely one on the horizon of a transfer out if he is not available. And Mo Salah, he's got Ajax away, obviously not going anywhere in the squad. He got himself 16 points in the last match day, so he's been in good touch, especially in the Champions League for Liverpool. 5 goals now in the group stage for Mo Salah for Liverpool in the Champions League group stage. Leroy Sané, he's got Barcelona away, another player with injury concerns that is unlikely to start his matchday 5 match against Barcelona. Another player that was was injured after we did make our 2 free transfers. At this current stage, I'm probably not looking to take any hits to get rid of either Valverde or Leroy Sané, because we'll just look to bring on a bench player, Onyedika, Upamecano, or Nuno Tavares. And then depending on whether or not they are available for matchday 6, we can always navigate that from there. But otherwise, a bit frustrated obviously that we did make our 2 free transfers, expecting everyone to be available, and then that injury news to come in about Valverde and Leroy Sané. Otherwise, the team's looking very, very strong on the forward line, with Erling Haaland, Vlahovic and Neymar being the front 3, all with pretty good fixtures. Haaland with Dortmund away, Vlahovic with Benfica away, and Neymar with the captain's armband. Definitely very hopeful for a big haul for him this week against Maccabi Haifa at home. A great chance for him to get both goals and assists for PSG, but he has done so well in the Liga and so far this season, so that's why he's got the captain's armband. I definitely could look to give it to Haaland, who of course has had incredible goal scoring prowess for Manchester City, but there is the chance of rotation, as Manchester City are looking pretty safe in their group to guarantee that first spot in their group. Whereas PSG are a little bit more uncertain. They probably should be securing top spot, but there is slightly more competition for places in PSG's group. And so that's why Neymar's got the captain's armband. I think there is a higher chance of him playing, and it probably is a better fixture than Dortmund away. Otherwise, that's pretty much there is all to report from the team. Apart Vlahovic, he's got Benfica away. Decent opportunity for him to score. Was able to get a goal on matchday 3. Couldn't do so on matchday 4. So hopefully he can jump back on it in matchday 5. In other news, we have £0.7 million left in the bank, so if we were looking to use another transfer to get rid of either Valverde or Leroy Sané before the deadline for a hit, that is also an option, as we have extra funds in the bank. We'll just have to assess the extent of those injuries before we make those changes. But otherwise, apart from the injuries of Valverde and Leroy Sané, pretty happy with how the squad lines up, and we do have very good bench depth, especially with Upamecano, Onyedika and Nuno Tavares there. Those three players, they're most likely going to be featuring off the bench for matchday 5. So pretty happy with the squad. Hopefully we can see another rank rise from 37k, hopefully at least into around that 20k mark after matchday 5 coming into matchday 6. Thanks for watching today's UCL team selection for matchday 5. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to show support for the channel, and also click the notification bell so you guys don't miss any future uploads. And as always, look out for FPL social. Tickets and information to that are in the description down below. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.